Very recently, something just dawned on me. And what I realized was the fact that there is a template that already exists for the growth that you want to accomplish. In other words, there is somebody somewhere doing what exactly you want to do, but you are not aware of their existence. And the reason why you're not aware, perhaps, is because you are falling victim to what I would call the illusion of uniqueness. I'll explain what led me to this thought. Quite recently, I've been listening to a lot of Ugochukwu Umeogu and then Myron Golden, and it just struck me. These two people are two different parts of the world, were raised with the same reality, but they use those realities to carve out the life that they are currently living. What do I mean? Myron Golden had polio at a very young age, and that polio affected his work, but look at the life that he has created by tapping into what God had called him to be. On the flip side, in West Africa, Nigeria to be precise, there is Ugochukwu Umeogu, who had polio at the age of 1, and in the same way turned what seemed to be adversity into mastery. And yet, I'm not even sure they have met. And then it dawned on me that on account of us believing that we're unique, you're special, no one understands you, it limits you to growing. Why? Because you are confused, assuming that there is nobody out there who understands you, not realizing that that thought is contrary to God's pattern for creation. Because you see, God never creates anything without a reference. As a matter of fact, Genesis chapter 1 verse 26 says, "Let us make man in our image." In other words, God, in an attempt to create man, had a reference point being himself. What if I told you that there is someone who is a template of what you want to look like, or a better version of yourself? However, you haven't found them yet because you are confused as to what you're supposed to look like. Because you see, we may be unique in identity, but we are always similar in purpose. In other words, our uniqueness was never supposed to be beyond the boundaries of our similarities. And so for that reason, for anyone who really wants to grow and make the most of themselves, you must be humble enough to agree that as much as you are unique, there is somebody who represents what you want to look like. And if only you'll be humble enough to subscribe to seeking out those people, you'll be amazed of what your life could become. So as you go into this week, as you are pursuing excellence, as you're striving to become a better version of yourself, can I recommend to you, actively seek out people who what they are doing appeals to you. That's an indication that they are a template to the person that you want to become. And watch how your life pans out for the better. I hope this has helped you, but until next time, keep being the best of you, and God bless you.